What do I need to know about field observations? Well, everything you need to know about field observations you can access from the field experience information module under week 1. The handbook will give you a breakdown and detailed explanations of all the paperwork you need, the professionalism and etiquette for when you're doing your observations, as well as how to contact the different HR districts, the HR departments of the different districts. This is a specific link just for Sci-Fair. A lot of students found that helpful last semester. This document has attached the required paperwork that you're going to be submitting to me. The only one that's not in here is the participant release form. Participant release form, professional standards for field of observation, observations are going to be submitted to me in initial paperwork Dropbox, okay, in addition to the plagiarism contract. All right. Those need to be submitted as soon as possible. Your field experience intent form, and I'll show you these forms. This is your professional standards for field observations. This is telling me that you understand the professionalism that is required when you go into the schools to observe. You are setting a first impression when you are doing your observations. It is like you are interviewing for a job, and that's how you want to look at it. Your dress should be professional. You don't necessarily have to wear a suit, but you want to dress professionally. Khakis is fine. Nothing that is going to expose parts of your body. You want to be cautious about tattoos and different hair color and things to that nature. Be professional. Okay. Think about how you would want to see a teacher coming in if you were conducting an interview. This one also talks about cell phone guidelines because using your cell phone during an observation is a big no-no. You definitely want to have that on vibrate and out of sight. And finally, there's some guidelines on how you as a student need to conduct yourself with the pupils in the classroom and with the teacher. So please sign this and submit this in the Dropbox. This document is extremely important, and there's a lot of, if you were in my classes previous semesters, there was a lot of flexibility with turning in this document. This document has a set due date and needs to be in. Even if you're unsure of some of your hours, you need to have an approximate plan in here, and this needs to be submitted, okay, on the due date. And I've given plenty of time for you to contact your HR and hear back from the schools before you have to submit this intent form in. But once you hear back from the schools, you're going to put the school's ISD phone number, grade, and the dates and hours that you're going to observe. You should have 16 hours, and it should be listed on this intent form. Okay. And finally, this page right here is what you're going to submit to the HR department. This tells them that you are required to do 16 hours for this course. So when they ask you for proof that you need to observe, this is the letter you want to submit to the HR department. Okay. The other required paperwork is the participant release form, and that's just covering for, any unfortunate situations. It's just part of what you need to do before you do your observations. Okay, so go ahead and get this form signed. Okay, in terms of witness signature, anybody above the age of 18 can sign as a witness. And this needs to be submitted in the Dropbox as well. Okay. All right. So other information in the Field Experience Handbook. Let's go through that. The Field Experience Handbook, you really want to take time and read through thoroughly so that you can understand all the various aspects of observations. There's frequently asked questions, okay, professionalism in the course, professionalism in your observations. Okay. I am going to take you to understanding how to contact the HR of your particular district. So this observation procedures are listed by district. You would just follow the websites to request your observation hours. Do this within the first week of the course. Do not wait. Recommendation is that you contact 2 to 3 different districts so you have options and varieties, and you are not left at the end of the semester struggling to complete your hours. I cannot stress this enough. Contact at least 2, if not 3 different districts. Once you hear back from HR and you want to give them about 5 days, once 5 days is up, 5 business days, you want to recontact them if you have not gotten approval. It's very important that you are timely with this and that you are proactive and persistent. If you do not hear from them, you need to contact them. If you cannot reach them by phone, then try to make a trip over there to the HR, if possible. But for the most part, if you are contacting them via phone or email, you shouldn't have a problem. Okay, once you get approval, you need to contact the specific schools that are given. On your observation request form, another tip is choose a variety, choose middle school, high school, elementary, and then once you get your approval, you can decide to only do 1 or 2. If you just put elementary, then you're going to have to go back and get approval again to go into middle and high. So go ahead and check a variety so they'll give you a variety of options. Okay, very important to keep that in mind. This semester we have a special opportunity with working with KIPP schools, which is a charter school and one of the top charter schools in the nation. And they have a variety of different opportunities for you. You would be able to observe in their schools. If you are interested in just working with one teacher, they will work to accommodate with you to do so. I will provide a link if you are interested in observing with KIPP. You want to fill out information on that link, and they will help you get through the background check and set you up with a teacher meet and greet, hopefully, and observations within the KIPP schools. If you are interested in KIPP, please be sure to look at the various KIPP schools and the locations because they're a bit farther off than, for example, Cy-Fair schools. So you need to be aware of that before committing. Okay, but stay tuned for more information on KIPP. Once you hear back from the schools, you want to contact the schools and make sure you have everything set up. My recommendation for contacting the schools is that you give them maybe 3 days to respond back to you, whether you've emailed them or contacted them by phone. Recontact them within 3 days if you have not heard anything back. And if you have continuously maintained contact with them via email and phone and have not heard back, then you might want to make a trip over to the school personally. You need to be very proactive and persistent with field observations. Okay. This is something you may want to give your teachers as you are observing, just so you can get a good idea of how you were in terms of your professionalism while you were observing. So this is a very useful feedback tool, and you can put this in an envelope and give it to the teachers that are observing and ask them to, complete it and put it back in the envelope and give it back to you. Okay. Let's see. Right here is the field observation log. When you go to each school for observations, you need to have this filled out and completed. All right. Make sure that the time and hours is accurately listed. If you are observing 5 teachers within the same school, you're going to put all 5 teachers and you're going to get signatures from all 5 teachers. This log is extremely important in your transfer process. It is required. You need to make sure that this is done. Okay. And this will be submitted in week 14 towards the end of the course. those are the main things that you need to know about field experiences. I'll give you more information as we get through the course.